Alright, what's up guys? Devin back here. This is going to be the DraftKings show for the 2023 Zurich Classic. If you missed the research show yesterday, I pointed out some teams that I thought were interesting. And the pricing actually just released 30 minutes ago. I don't know what it was. The books released odds really late. DraftKings released pricing really late, but hey, in time for me to do the show, I'm happy about it. So I'm gonna get this out tonight. That's nice. So yeah, I got a couple of things we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at normal just strokes gained over the last 24 rounds here, what I have, and then I made a custom stat model with some of the things that I think are gonna be important this week for the course, for the players playing the course, how it's going to set up, things like that. So, getting into the course though, playing at TPC Louisiana, it's a little over 7,400 yards, par 72. It's a Pete Dye design. You can see from the breakdown here, there are 4 par 5s, and the 4 par 5s are literally the easiest holes on the course. They rank as the 14th, 16th, 17th, and 18th hardest holes on the course. So when we're looking at the custom stat model, strokes gained par 5 is going to be important. Also, you can see there's these par 3s there's 4 par 3s. They're all over 200 yards. They are some of the most difficult holes on the course. So you got 17 is the second hardest, 14 is the 8th hardest, 9 is the 5th hardest, and 3 is the 6th hardest. So the par 3s are going to be a little difficult, especially if it comes to alternate shot. Those guys trading shots back and forth, not playing their own ball. It could be a little bit more difficult. But what makes me really happy, I might have to put this in the stat model when we're talking about it, because I kind of want to look at it. I think the long par 3s kind of help my boy Sahith Theegala. So I'm going to lose a lot of money on Sahith Theegala and Justin Suh this week. So another thing that we can see here from the par 4s, there is quite a few of the par 4s that are between 450 and 500 yards. And those par 4s are, again, some of the hardest holes. So the long par 3s and the long par 4s are going to be some of the hardest on the course, which, makes sense. You can see 6 is a 476-yard par 4. That's the most difficult hole on the course. 4 is a 482-yard par 4. That is the third most difficult. You got 12 is the 4th hardest hole. It's a 492-yard par 4. Not going to be seeing a lot of birdies there. So really going to have to take advantage of these shorter par 4s and these par 5s. And these long par 3s and these long par 4s are going to be hard. So that's what I might have to throw a couple of extra things in this custom stat model just to, but the custom stat model is only going to be so helpful because it's also going to, one guy could be good at these par 3s and these long par 4s and his teammates not. So it could just neutralize everything that's being talked about. But there are eagle chances here, especially on these par 5s. Almost a 2% chance on hole 2, a little over a 2% chance on hole 7, and then the other par 5s you're seeing less than 1% of eagle percentage. So might not see a lot of those. I think if you're going to see them, you're going to see them on 2 and 7. So yeah, moving into it, I'm going to be seeing pricing for the first time. I haven't really looked at it. I seen it released, but I didn't take a hard look at it. I just seen the first couple of teams at the top. So yeah, let's just run through it real quick. So of course, Patrick Cantlay and Xander Schauffele are going to be your most expensive pair. They are 11-1 on DraftKings. Deservedly so. They are the defending champs. They are, if not the two best golfers in this field, two of the best golfers in this field. Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele, Collin Morikawa, and Max Homa really stand apart from the rest of these teams. But, you know, it's all about what they can do together. So just because they stand apart doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out the best. I mean, especially when it comes to alternate shot, you know, if you're not putting your teammate in the best position, for instance, if Max Homa puts Collin Morikawa in a greenside bunker, who knows? Who knows? So, yeah, you're only as good as how your partner's playing, and it's going to be important to work together and take advantage of the 4-ball rounds and taking your best scores from each other. So that's going to be really important. That's why I'm looking at a lot of these teams that can be really explosive, like Sahith Theegala and Justin Suh, like Taylor Montgomery and Kurt Kitayama. I think those are teams that can really go out and shoot 10, 11 under in a 4-ball. And even a team like Wyndham Clark and Beau Hossler, I think, could do that. So there's a lot of options. It's very interesting, and let's just work our way down the board, and we'll just talk about the teams and their pricing. So, yeah, obviously you can't go wrong playing Cantlay and Schauffele. They're expensive. Like I said in the research show, you're not going to want to play both of these guys in your lineup. You're only going to want to play one. They're going to have the same score. So playing both is just an absolute dagger to yourself. Don't do it. Like I said in the research show, the only way I would double up on a team is if it's like a cheap team that I really think can do good, and they're like $7,000, and I'm getting salary relief from playing both of them. But that's still not necessarily the best strategy. So that's the only way I would do it, though, is if I had full confidence in a team that was really cheap to get some salary relief. That's the only time I would double up. So it's just, you know, it's another way to really look at how to build lineups. It's just like match play when you want to build a lineup that gives you the best chance to have 6 players that make the Elite 8 and 4 players out of that lineup making it to the Final 4. So you're not going to want to double these guys at the top. You realistically don't want to double any teams, but again, in a special circumstance that you think a cheap team is going to finish in the top 10 and they give you a lot of salary relief, I don't see why you couldn't do that. So, Cantlay, Schauffele, easy pick. Collin Morikawa, Max Homa, it'll be interesting to see. You know, Collin has his problems with short game, with the putter, with getting up and down. Homa is a good putter, decent around the greens and getting up and down. But he hasn't been playing the best over the last 2 weeks. These guys like Cantlay, Schauffele, Morikawa, Homa, these guys have been playing a lot of events and a lot of events in a row. So maybe fatigue could be another thing. Who knows? I mean, I doubt it, but I don't think I'll be getting to Morikawa and Homa. I think if I'm going to go to a team at the top, I would just go to Cantlay and Schauffele. I think Sung J M and Keith Mitchell at 10-4 is interesting. They both can really, again, like an electrifying team. They both can really get going. They both can score. They can roll off birdies. I think this is a team that can really take advantage of the 4-ball rounds. So, but really, it's just how are they going to work together? These guys are playing together for the first time. they've played this event before, but they've played with other people, so it'll be interesting. The team I really like is Sahith Theegala and Justin Suh at 10,000. That might be a little shocking to people, especially considering, which actually makes me really excited because I'm hoping, because they're sandwiched in between Cantlay, Schauffele, Morikawa, Homa, Im, and Mitchell, and then underneath them you have Tom Kim, Siwoo Kim, Sam Burns, Billy Horschel. I'm hoping maybe we'll get a little bit of an ownership, and they might get a little bit of an ownership break, and they might get overlooked. But I really like Sahith and Justin Suh. I'm going to be using Justin Suh in my one and done. In the one and done I'm in, which is Rick Run Good's run and done. You don't have to use both golfers or have both golfers available to use one of them. You just have to use one of them. You only get their portion of the winnings, so I believe it's like $1.5 million. They each get like $1.5 million or something like that if they win. So you're only getting that half, but I want to save. Sahith is one of my better golfers that I have left. I'd like to save him just for down the road. I don't know exactly where, but in this case, I'm going to use Justin Suh. I've already bet on these guys, 22-1. They were the first click I had this morning when the odds released on DraftKings. I just really like the pairing of them. Justin Suh's tee to green play, not the best, but I think that's mainly coming from his around the green play. That really hurts him. So, yeah, he's got a good short game other than the around green. He's got a good putter. Sahith actually has a good putter. Sahith is elite around the greens. That guy has got the hands of a magician, and I like that. They're both average off the tee. They're both average on approach, but they do really good scoring-wise on DraftKings. Sahith is 12th in DraftKings points in this field. Justin Suh is 23rd in DraftKings points in this field, so I like them. I like them as a team. The next team down, Tom Kim, Siwoo Kim, another electrifying group or pairing. The Kims, it's a P-Dye course. Suits Siwoo Kim. It's really about if these guys can get their putters going. They're both average around the green. They're both really good off the tee. Tom Kim's a little bit better on approach. Ball striking wise, these guys are 24th and 26th in strokes gained ball striking in this field, 18th and 25th in strokes gained tee to green. So it's really going to be about these guys getting their putters together. But I could see them doing well. Sam Burns and Billy Horschel at 9,500. Sam Burns has been good. I mean, he just won the match play. He did well at the Masters. He's a great putter. As you can see, he's third in putting in this field. He's 7th in DraftKings points scored. Pretty good around the green. These two are not good on approach right now. Billy has been, as you can see, really bad. He ranks out 118th in strokes gained total. But like I said in the research show, maybe this format change and getting to play with Burns and play an event that they're familiar with and an event that they've been successful in, maybe it can turn Billy's game around, and maybe something just clicks. I did bet on them just because they are good in this event. 20-1, got in on that. So I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be getting to them on DraftKings, but I don't have a problem playing them. The next team down is Wyndham Clark and Beau Hossler. This is another group another pairing that I really think can be electric. Beau is typically a good putter, but over the last 24 rounds, he's not been good. He's not been good on approach, but he's good off the tee. He's good around the green. And then where he lacks, Wyndham Clark really steps up. So Wyndham Clark is 6th in tee to green, strokes gained tee to green in this model, and he's 5th in strokes gained ball striking. He's 3rd on strokes gained approach, and he's 8th in DraftKings point scoring. So I really like Wyndham Clark and Bo Hostler. I think they can really get it going. So they're a team that I'm going to be looking at. Next team down, Hayden Buckley, JJ Spawn at 9,200. That's a pass. I'm not even going to waste my time on teams that Buckley had a good finish last week. Spawn has been just not that good. They're both. Spawn is a horrendous putter. Buckley's average. Buckley's horrendous around the green. Spawn's pretty good around the green. They're both average on approach, and but they're both pretty elite in this field off the tee. But I'm worried about their short games, especially with both of them being bad at putting and one of them being bad around the green. I just worry about that. So I'm gonna pass on them. The next team is Taylor Montgomery and Kurt Kitayama. This is an electric team. Taylor Montgomery, one of the best putters in this field, if not the best putter. Great around the green. Not a great approach player. Not great off the tee in a sense of he sprays it, but he's long. And I don't think that's going to matter too much here. I think his length is actually probably going to help them. So he's great short game wise. His approach worries me, but I think them together as a team is going to be pretty good. Kurt Kitayama is 35th on approach, and he's average in around the green and putting. And he did well at a longer course, like API. He won there. So I really like Taylor Montgomery and Kurt Kitayama at 9,100. Another team I really like is Aaron Rai and David Lipsky. These guys have played this event. They were T4 last year. They actually were my third team I bet on at 60-1. I just thought it was pretty good value for a team that showed it last year. So bad thing about these guys, they're both horrific putters. Lipsky is great around the green, decent on approach, 26th on approach, 18th around the green. Rai is 8th on approach and 52nd around the green. Rai's 21st off the tee. Lipsky's 97th off the tee. But tee to green wise, Rai's 8th and Lipsky's 28th. So I think they are going to do well again. I like them at 9,000 flat. A team I was getting a little bit warmer on was Joel Damon and Denny McCarthy. Joel played pretty good last week. Denny played pretty good last week. Denny's been playing well for a while. Joel, not so much. Joel's really good off the tee, and he's average on approach. Same thing with Denny, but they both kind of have opposite, like, good attributes. Like, Joel Damon's really good off the tee. Denny McCarthy is really good around the greens and putting. So if they can just kind of get it together, work well with each other, I think that's a team that could do really well. Another team I was really looking at was Harris English and Tom Hoge. Harris, good putter, not so good everywhere else. Tom Hoge is elite on the approach game, average with the putter, but not really popping elsewhere. So I do like them. I think they can score. They show that they individually can score and keep up with people. So I do like them as a team. Taylor Moore and Matthew Neesmith are 8,700. I'm simply passing. See, if Taylor Moore was paired up with someone else, I think I'd be more interested. Taylor Moore's been playing really good. But Matthew Neesmith has not been playing good, and he's not been putting up any results that would even, I'm just good. You know, it could be the same thing like what I say with Billy Horschel. Maybe this event snaps him out of it, and Taylor Moore can kind of carry him a little bit. But I'm gonna pass. I just don't like Matthew Neesmith in this pairing. It's unfortunate for Taylor Moore. Davis Riley, Nick Hardy, I think could see some attention. I'm good on them. Another team I'm warming up to is Adam Hadwin and Nick Taylor. Both good putters, both good around the green, both good off the tee. It's just their approach play that kind of is a little lackluster. But they both are good players, and the only thing that they really don't excel in is approach play. So having two good players on a team, and they can lean on each other when it comes to around the green and putting, I like that. Patton Kizzire, Brennan Todd, I'm going to pass on. I said I liked Sam Ryder and Doc Redman in the research show because they showed it last year. Doc is just not playing that good. Sam Ryder has been the best putter in this field, according to Fantasy National. He's 9th in DraftKings points scored. He's not good off the tee. He's not good around the green, and he's just average on approach. Doc is an average putter, horrific around the green, average on approach, and average off the tee. I'm just going to pass. Last week's winner at the Heritage, Matthew Fitzpatrick, is playing with his brother Alex Fitzpatrick. They are priced at $8,200 on DraftKings. I think it takes stellar play from both players. I don't think Alex is going to hold his own. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So I'm passing on them. Robbie Shelton and Lee Hodges, I'm passing on at $8,100. And then you got Brandon Wu and Joseph Bramlett, who were a team that I pointed out in the research show that I liked. Both not good putters. Both really good in approach play. Wu is really good in strokes gained off the tee. Bramlett is a bomber, and he loses, he's a not great strokes gained off the tee player, just because he can spray it, but I don't think that matters here. I think his length is really going to be an advantage for them. But ball striking wise, these guys, Brandon Wu's 16th in this field, Bramlett's 36th. Tee to green, Brandon Wu is 24th, and Bramlett is 27th. So, and these guys can score. These guys can score, so I really like them. The other team that's at $8,000 is Ben Martin, Chesson Hadley. Ben Martin's been playing really good. Not much to say about Chesson Hadley, so I'll be passing. Moving down to 7,900, you're going to have Victor Perez and Thomas Dietrich paired up together. I said in the research show that they interested me. Dietrich has been decent on the PGA Tour. He can score. Victor Perez is the same way. His numbers don't reflect it because he doesn't play on the PGA Tour that often. And some of the events that he has played in aren't really measured, like match play. So his numbers aren't going to reflect how good he actually is. He's a great putter, though. Dietrich is also a good putter. I think they could put it together. I think they're an interesting team. Thorburn, Olesen, and Nikolai Hogard are the other team at 7,900. Just don't see enough of them. The Hogard twins on the DP World Tour are menaces. Olesen, I believe, is the amateur that's really good. I'm passing. 7,800, I gotta refer over here to DraftKings since they have it gets a little murky for me now because not all these teams I know. So at 7,800, you have Zach Johnson and Steve Stricker, old man pairing. I'm gonna pass. And then you have Justin Lauer and Dylan Wu. Interesting pairing. Dylan Wu's been really good. He ranks out 18th in this model for strokes gained total. Lauer he's got a lot of bad numbers there. I'm going to pass on those guys. Moving down to 7,700, I know you have Ben Griffin and Ryan Gerard, a team that I pointed out as I liked. 21st and 49th in strokes gained total. 30th and 41st in strokes gained tee to green, which is important this week. Ben Griffin's short game is elite. He's first in strokes gained around the green, 21st with the putter. Ryan Gerard's just an average putter. He's absolutely horrific around the greens, but he's 16th in approach, whereas Ben Griffin's 126th in approach. So these guys kind of make up each other's weaknesses. It'll be interesting. I think they're a group that can get it going, can score. They're 33rd and 35th in DraftKings points scored in this field, so I like them as a team. And then the other team at 7,700 is Scott Piercy and Ryan Palmer. Ryan Palmer is used to riding the coattails of Jon Rahm. And who was the other one he did that to? I can't remember. But, yeah, I'm passing on them. Moving down, I'm just going to kind of skip over until I see another team I like. Akshay Bhatia and Harry Hall are very interesting. I don't think I'm going to be getting there. There's not much else here in like the mid 7K range that interests me. Who is Tyler Duncan playing with? Is he playing with Duffy? No, he's playing with Lee Biota, and Duffy's playing with Eric Van Rooyen. Yeah, I'm not interested there. But a team that I was looking at because of the custom stat model was Matthias Schwab and Vincent Norman. We'll talk about them when we get over there. Vincent Norman's another young guy that is coming up that is highly regarded. I think they're interesting at this course and teamed up together. Matt Wallace pops, but he's playing with a guy that is not that good, which doesn't mean anything. I mean, Jason Day and whoever his partner last year was, Scribner, I think it was, or something like that. They did pretty well. There's not a whole lot more that I like down here, which is unfortunate because I'm going to have to go down here. Who's Ben On playing with? Ben On is playing with S.H. Kim. That's interesting. I'll start those guys. They're both decent. Ben On's 11th in strokes gained tee to green. S.H. Kim 57th. Both good in the short game. So S.H. Kim good off the tee. Ben On's average. Ben On's good in approach. S.H. Kim is not that good. S.H. Kim's average around the green. Ben On is elite around the green. And S.H. Kim and Ben On are both average with the putter. But I could see them possibly doing well in this event. So they're a team, if I need a lower end team, I'll look at them. Anybody else? Who is Eric Cole playing with? Saunders? Who is Saunders? Same Saunders? Nope, pass. We're going to pass on that. One that was interesting when I was looking at some other things was, who's Kevin? Kevin Chappell and Jason Duffner. No, never mind. I'm talking myself out of that one right now. Who else was down here? Sam Stevens and Max McGreevy. Max can score. Doesn't look good in this model. Sam Stevens has been great. So if Max can kind of keep up on his own end, I think these two could be good together. At 6,800, that's an option. Is there really anything else down here? There was one team. It was Charlie Hoffman and Nick Watney. Charlie Hoffman has done well in this event. And when we go over to the custom stat model, we'll talk about them because that's what really made me look at them. But yeah, so moving over to the custom stat model, what I have for the custom stat model is over the last 24 rounds on courses over 7,400 yards, I have 20% on strokes gained approach, 10% on strokes gained putting, 15% on strokes gained tee to green, 5% on par 4s, 450 to 500 yards, 10% on strokes gained par 5s, 10% on strokes gained putting, 10% on birdie or better gain, 10% on proximity 200 plus, and 10% on proximity 175 to 200. But there is something I wanted to add just because I want to see it. So I'm gonna knock this down 5%. I wanted to look at par 3s over 200 yards, or I guess we'll go between 200 and 225. Put 5% on that because I'm interested in that. And there was another stat I thought I wanted to look at. I don't remember, but we'll go with that. I just want to see the par 3 scoring for myself. So, but yeah, we'll talk about these. What stood out to me here with this custom stat model. So we'll stay with the salaries. We won't rearrange it based on who comes up. But where I want to see Sahith. No, he's not good on the par 3s. I thought he was. Unfortunate. Yeah, so I like when I put this custom stat model together. Obviously, the top 4 are going to be at the top of the list. But I really like that Justin Suh and Sahith Theegala come out 11th and 12th in this model. That makes me really happy. Yeah. Siwoo and Tom Kim come out pretty well in this model. But what else was there that I was looking at? Taylor Montgomery and Kurt Kitayama come out pretty well in this model. I like that. Ryan Lipsky came out really well in this model. That's another reason why I started looking at them a little bit more. The reason why I started looking at Hogan English was because of the model. They came out 15th and 35th in this model. I like that. Nick Taylor and Adam Hadwin 29th and 36th. I did like that. What else? Who were the 2 that were down here at the bottom? That was why they were popping. Who was it? Well, they might not be now because I added in. Who was Schwab with? Well, it was Norman, right? I'm not crazy, right? Schwab. Norman, yeah. Okay, so this is why I was looking at Matthias Schwab and Vincent Norman. Matthias Schwab came out 31st in this model, and Vincent Norman came out 20th. Norman and Schwab are 16th and 17th in birdies or better gained, which is a very important stat here. These longer approach numbers, Schwab's not that good, but Norman is, and he's good on these par 3s. Schwab comes out first in strokes gained par 5, which I like, and Norman was 22nd. They're both not that good on the par 5s. They're 450 to 500, but when it comes to tee to green, Schwab is 14th, Norman is 32nd, and then an approach, Schwab is 10th, and Norman's 46th. So that's why they popped out to me when I was looking at the custom stat model. I don't know why Eduardo Molinardi is starred. And then this is why Kevin Chappell and Jason Duffner were popping out to me. Kevin Chappell was popping in this model. 7th on approach, 7th tee to green, 4th par 5 strokes gained, 10th birdies or better, and he was 12th in proximity 200 plus, so I did like that. Sam Stevens really, really pops in this model, which is worrisome for me. Max McGreevy does not, so that's unfortunate. But then Watney and Hoffman. So Hoffman popped, but Watney didn't at all. It was just the fact that that Hoffman has had a good history here. So that's why I'm looking at that. So that's just like a little bit of my thought process with this week. I'm losing all my money on Sahith Theegala and Justin Suh. Simple as that. And I feel like David Lipsky and Aaron Rye are going to join that grouping. So that's what I got this week. Yeah, we're at 42 subscribers as of like before this recording. So 8 more, we'll do the giveaway. I appreciate you guys watching. I want to shout out who was the homie that left the nice comment today. I want to give him the shout out on that one. Romanstein. Thank you for the nice comment. I appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, from the giveaway, if this video helps you at all, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me who your favorite team is this week. And yeah, let's get some money this week. I think a lot of people are taking this week off, and I think this is a week to take advantage. So, yep. Good luck this week. Hopefully, we win some money. Hopefully, we get an outright bet. That'd be 3 out of 4 if we did. That'd be awesome. You guys know who I'll be rooting for. Sagala and Sagala is what I'll call them. Sagala. Those are my boys this week. So, good luck, everybody. And I will see you next week for the Mexico Open. Yeah. All right. Peace.